what I think those parties can actually do is that, apart from just raising armies on social media, it also behoves of them to actually get into marketplaces. Imagine sensitizing people on quite a number of things that happen. Because believe me, out of all these people that are collecting their voters card, they don't even know what happens. They don't know the way the country is actually structured. So between them, they just look at, oh, presidency, I'm voting for this, and whoever actually brings something to me, that's the person I'm going to vote for. So there's a place of sensitization. There's a place for those people to actually get into markets, to get into the farmlands, to get into places like that in the country, to go as far as sensitization, and also talk to people as regards this whole notion of stomach infrastructure.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about it is that whether we like it or not, stomach infrastructure is actually here to stay. Even in church today, we're talking about stomach evangelism. It's interesting that we had that back then, even in the Bible. So you now tell yourself that there will now be a way you have to just reinvent the message. So what's the message you're going to tell them? What's the message you're going to tell? Definitely, they'll still get up because an hungry man.
He's an angry man.
So you now have to look for a way to reinvent it. Maybe you tell them, but it's bills of them to actually get into this market and all of those places to talk to people like that. And I believe if you've got somebody that is very, very charismatic, because when you look at the kind of votes, the likes of Awolowo, Esther Akitola, the votes they welded. Human beings are still human beings. You might look at it that's some 40, 50 years ago. But if you have somebody that is actually, when it comes to someone that is actually that has oratory skills, somebody that can actually get in touch with people, tell them, speak to them in the language they actually understand. So if you have people like that, all you just need is just to galvanize that support. And it also comes from a place of analysis. A great deal of analysis needs to be done. And I don't know, I actually want to say something as well. Okay, so I've also been looking at it as regards the youth involvement in all of this. And I was wondering that, in as much, it's quite interesting that we have quite a number of youth organizations springing up, the whole Naughty Youth Run. But I'm asking myself that this conversation should be more than just talking about you want to wrestle the power from these old guns. In as much as I claim that power is inside the cat, but we need to see what are the programs we're actually talking about.
Are people actually, I mean, and this is addressing the issue of candidates, people who want to run for any office come 2019. Are they actually in touch with the people? Because the attention seems to be looking up and taking it from those who have it, rather than addressing those who need good governance. Well, what's your take on that?
So, as you rightly said, they are just looking up. They aren't considering what's happening beneath below the rungs of the ladder. So what I actually expect them is that they should instead listen to what these guys have got to say. Like, this guy's down. Now look, because when you tell somebody that, oh, do you know there's a party that just came on board now? Oh, they'll tell you that, oh, you want me to waste my vote. This one can't do anything now. This one can't. So there will not be a way to actually structure the communication trajectory towards these people. So that's what I expect from these new people that are coming on board. Not just saying you want
to put up a poster on social media and say you're running. Now let's even talking about you've mentioned the new people. Let's talk about the old people. Do you think APC has done enough till date, assuming the voting was tomorrow, to warrant people voting them back in, or some would rather go with the PDP, who they say or claim that at least things were a lot better then, quote unquote?
So that's a very, very tactical question. So APC, what were the things they promised us? Security, and at that time
zero corruption.
Zero corruption, then economy as well.
Yeah,
and at that time, when you're talking about security, I think that was actually in mind was the issue of Boko Haram.
Yes.
So at least to a reasonable extent, they've actually combated Boko Haram.
With the Boko Haram that left, the insurgency of the girls, the Dapchi girls now replace that.
No, so that's what I'm actually looking at it, that right now the problems they are now saddled with is more or less like new monsters now. So we're now seeing a situation whereby what they promised us can't even last us till. But I think they've done fairly as well, looking at what the government of the other day actually did on the floor. So I'm looking at it from that aspect, and we have to give it to them as well. They've tried their best. Because when you look at this issue of APC at the moment, I look at it coming from that background of building a property. You can't tell me you want to build a mansion on a property that's got a very, very faulty foundation. It's not possible to just be cracking. So those are the issues I'm actually looking at as regards that.
Do you think Nigerians are a bit in a hurry to see the dividends of democracy from the APC, considering they just literally took the helms?
I won't say Nigerians are in a hurry, though. It's ideal for them to expect so much when you look at how many years we've actually spent so far going through all of these rat race. But why I just think about Nigerians is that it's also important for us to understand everybody, like what's our own major obligations. And I tell people that when you talk about governance, there's a place for the citizenry as well as a place for the leadership class. So for we as the citizenry, I expect that some of the things we should actually be requesting from our legislative, from our executive, we should request for much more things. So I believe that if we actually go in that light, we stand to get benefit a whole lot more. Because right now, if anything happens, I ask people, I tell them that, can you tell me the councillor in your area? Can you tell me the chairman?
Even as simple as the PVC.
So those are the things that are really, really important. Because people don't even pay attention. All their mind is, oh, this is the president at the moment, things are bad. But I told them that you need to start from your immediate environment. But I won't say Nigerians are it's ideal for them to expect so much more. But my own admonition to them is that they all need to wake up to the task. And we all need to understand that this change we're talking about is something that we all need to fight for.
Some will say the change starts from within, but I think is it the adage or the saying that we get the leaders we deserve seems to be a recurring one. But we'll see how it goes. Adetokunbo, thank you very much for that, and please let me know where you got this shirt from.
No problem.
Still rubbing minds right here. We'll be back on the final segment with a very entertaining character, a man who is behind the scenes but has decided to come out to the world. Find out who he is after this.